Hello, my name is Lori Jamella, and I will be presenting my dynamic assessment for EDS E640. This will be our final assignment. Just an introduction to my assessment. I'm going to be basing it on the case study from Haywood and Lids of Karen. Karen is currently struggling with long vowel sounds, certain sound combinations, fluency, and reading comprehension. Currently, she's at the end of her first grade year and not meeting standards in reading. The lesson plan title for Karen is Generating Questions for Reading Comprehension. The goals and objectives for this lesson include: student will be able to ask and answer questions about key details in a text. Student will be able to describe characters, settings, and major event in a story using key details, and student will effectively acquire question generation strategy. We will first begin our lesson by giving a pre-assessment to Karen. So what this pre-assessment will entail is giving Karen a story at her current frustration level. So the story we're going to have Karen read is called Sally the Snail. Now, Karen will be asked to read the story and follow the reading of Sally the Snail. She will be asked to complete 5 questions. These questions include: who is the main character? How does the main character feel? What is the main idea? Where does the story take place? And when does the story take place? Based upon these questions, we can gain understanding of what level Karen's reading comprehension is. So to treat for reading comprehension, we will now begin our mediation lesson plan. To begin, I'm going to ask Karen just some questions to make her comfortable with the lesson plan. I would ask her, what are your favorite stories and who are your favorite characters, to really get her involved and excited in the process. So I would have her name a few characters such as Princess Posy or the pig in the pancake story as her favorite characters, and explain to her that wouldn't she love to be able to comprehend stories further if she could understand these stories, which will bring us into the formal lesson. So the first part of the lesson will I will instruct Karen that it's really important that we need to ask ourselves questions while we're reading so we can understand the story better. And then I will follow by asking Karen what are some question words that we can use that she is already aware of. So we can assume that she may say who, what, where, when in response to that. Following this, we are going to put a question chart together. So I will explain to Karen that there are certain questions that we can use for every story that will help her in understanding the story better. So she will be told to use these questions to herself while reading along. So her and I will put together the question chart, and I will inform her of the questions to be asked. So we would be placing the words together. So the first one may be main idea. Who is the main character? How does the main character feel? Where does the story take place? And when does the story take place? I will tell Karen that she can use these 5 questions and apply it to every story she reads so that she can understand the story better. Following this instructional and providing this strategy that she can use, we are going to do a little practice session. So Karen and I will read along together for the teddy bear story. As her and I are reading along together, I will stop her in the place where she should be answering a question. So for instance, my little brother Pat loves his teddy bear. I may stop her at the end of their sentence and ask her, who is the main character? Or following the sentence, he was so upset and would not stop crying. I would stop her and explain and ask her, how is the character feeling? We will do this so she understands where it is important to stop while reading a passage and say in her head these questions so she may understand better. Following instruction, I will just do a follow-up just to reinforce everything that she has learned, and this will just include a repetition of the chart, and for her to always remember that chart, I will also give her a take-home of this chart so she can refer to it while she's reading passages. Following our instructional activity, Karen will engage in a post-assessment. For the post-assessment, she will be reading a passage similar to the pre-assessment. This post-assessment is called Waiting on the Snow. Now Karen will be instructed to use her new strategies while reading the story. After completing the story, she will then be given 5 questions that ask the same questions that she was instructed to use, and this will be able to tell the instructor how well she improved from pre-test to post-test. And that is the conclusion of my lesson plan for the dynamic assessment.